There was once 2 lion cubs, brother and sister. And to the best of their ability to remember, they'd always been together. And they played together, and they had, though they would have never been aware of it the way we would, they had ample food and safety growing up. And then one day, the young female, while they were out wandering in the limited way that they did in their youth, wandering around the area in the presence of another being that they didn't know, of course, was a man. As they wandered around with this man, the young female heard a sound that she had never heard before in the distance. There was no way for her to know what it was. She only knows that upon hearing it, a part of her own heart that she never knew existed was moved in such a way that from that day forward, as she continued to grow up with her brother, she had not only a discontent in her, but her discontent would cause her to wander away from her brother and the human being that was apparently somehow related to them, treated them well. She loved him as she did her brother. But she would wander away from them, her ears perked, listening again for that sound. And then one day, as they were sleeping in their area, as they did in this place that they lived, she felt something large hit her shoulder, touch her shoulder. And when she opened her eyes, there standing over her was this immense lion, fully maned, radiant. And she was startled to see him. And she said, "Who are you?" And he said, "It doesn't matter. Why are you here? Why have you come here?" He said, "Because I have to tell you something that you don't know." He said, "You and your brother have been raised in captivity. And you don't know you've been raised in captivity." "What am I to do with what you've told me?" she said. He said, "You don't have to do anything with it. You just have to understand it, and the rest will be done for you." You have been raised in captivity, and you don't have a clue. What you have is the conflict born of being caged in a mind that doesn't know itself. What you have is the ugliness that appears when creatures can only blame one another for the absence of their freedom. What you have is a constant sense of dread that something may be taken from you of immense value, because you don't understand that what little you have has been given to you literally by a world that ensures by giving it to you that you don't ask for anything more other than, "Please don't take what I have." I know that it's not something that anyone wants to hear. I myself am not terribly interested in the things that I'm taught. But until you understand that you have been raised in captivity and that you don't know you're in it, you will never know anything other than a life in captivity. That's all you'll know. You'll know a friendly human being maybe who takes you for a walk. You'll have the food that you can go buy because you've been afforded the blessings in this world. In a world of captivity, this is the old U.S. and what you've got is probably the best it gets. But I can tell you that until you understand that you've been raised in captivity, nothing can change for you, absolutely nothing, because you keep seeking the solutions to the absence of freedom in the very captivity that's taken it from you. Now don't resist the message. What do you mean I've been raised in captivity and don't know it? Negativity is captivity. Period. But no one thinks to themselves that I'm just negative. I'm always negative, but I have a plan. I'm negative, but I have something that I'm going to find that's going to change my negativity into positivity. I'm negative, but I'm going away next week, and I won't be negative when I get where I'm going. I'm negative, but if you were raised the way I was, you'd be negative too. And the captivity isn't just the negativity by itself, but the captivity belongs to the mind that is not only capable of justifying its own negativity, but that relishes the identity it provides. It is impossible to be happy and to be a captive.